Randy Koop. Randy just joined the last meeting, so he's really getting into the swing of things here.
I thought it was mandatory or get kicked out. So as a kid growing up, my mom came from, and both my parents came from big families. My dad had 13 kids in his family, and my mom had 10. And so my mom was on the bottom end, and my oldest aunt was my grandmother, because my grandmother passed away before I was born, and so she sort of took that role. About 20 years ago, she gave her family a tree, and it was an eastern redbud, which has like beautiful pink flowers in the spring, and everybody in the neighborhood looks forward to it, that kind of a tree. And it sort of had lived its life. They go about 20 years and then they die. So last year I cut it down and I kept parts of it in the backyard, and I thought I might at some point do something with it. So anyway, my aunt's legacy was that she was a host and someone who was very generous. And so I thought, I wanted to make something sort of in honor of her. And so with that tree, every single spring, my wife and my aunts and all the women in the family would meet together and have the tea and tree event where they'd make tea and sit by the tree and whatever. So anyway, so I made a tea box. So my wife's really into this kind of tea. So I stuck that in there. And in the idea of being a host, I made a little slot on the bottom and a little slot over here. And if you tip it up, well, cards come out. And on the cards, they have questions. So when you come over, you don't know what to talk about. So then my wife will throw out a question. So whatever, what's your favorite activity when you're on your day off? That's what this card was. But then to keep it moving, so you're not always picking the same one, they slide out the bottom, but then they slide in on the top. So they always cycle through the whole thing. So anyway, on the inside, it doesn't have any hinges, but I bought these little tiny magnets from Lee Valley, and I just drilled through and popped them in there. And then the other couple of things I did, it has a false bottom in case things get jammed up in there, which I'm assuming they will. But then with the wood, it had really weird grain patterns, and the one side of the tree had these white last three rings, and the other side didn't. So I wasn't sure what to do with them, so I stuck them on the lid. And then I'd never milled my own wood on my bandsaw, so I thought that was interesting, and I saw someone else had done that. But I went for quarter sawn because I thought, I don't know, I was looking for the grain that was running sort of vertical like that, so that was the idea with that part. So anyway, it was fun. It was good to, I love constraints. I love having like tight constraints, and you got to do something. And I was running out of wood, so every little scrap somehow got in here, but eventually it got made. Oh yeah, it's the finish was, if you're interested, it's called Old Masters. It's like a urethane of some sort, but I like it because it's I'm a matte finish kind of person, so it's hard to find matte finishes. I like that one.
Perfect.